Hey guys, Paul here from Paul's Discus again, and I went shopping. Alright guys, as you've seen and read on the title, I went shopping. Obviously it's Home Depot, it's not new fish, but it is something for the fish room. And it's called De-Leaf It. De-Leaf It. It's De-Leaf It Gutter Guard. And gutter guard is commonly used in the discus hobby, discus keeping hobby, to protect discus eggs on the cone from parents that think they should eat them for whatever reason. So it's this mesh. It's like a plastic, very flexible mesh. It actually comes in a pretty decent size roll. I'll get the exact dimensions for you, and they'll be in the description of the video, and I'll have a link in the description for the product itself, and just in case that you need to use it too. So my cone isn't really the best cone. It's like 4 terracotta pots stacked on top of each other, but my discus still think it's usable. So I'll have to, what I want to do with this is, well, it's way too small as it is. It's like not even longer than my hand, so I'll have to maybe make a couple circles worth of it like this, but much bigger, and maybe stack it about 2 or 3 times until it's out of the water, basically. If I wrapped it around once, the parents would still be, depending where they laid the eggs, the discus would still be able to eat them or damage them. If I wrap it twice, it'll stop them from eating them, depending on where they lay them, because they can still get in from the top. And them getting in from the top, it is sharp around these edges on the top. I don't know, like some of them aren't all the way together, and it's pretty sharp. So if they actually got inside, they would damage themselves a lot, and I would hate to come into my room and see one of them possibly even dead inside of the net. So I'll probably do it three of these high, until it's out of the water, even if it's like an inch out of the water, because then it makes it a lot harder. Like, it makes it almost impossible for the parents to actually get into it. So I'm probably going to get to work on making the actual net. I'll try and get some clips for you guys on how to do it. I'm actually not too sure how I'm going to connect them all, but I think I might just zip tie them together. But we'll see how it goes. Okay, now let's try and make this easy for you guys to replicate. It's really not hard to do. First, what you're going to need is whatever you're surrounding it in. So what I have is a terracotta pot, except mine are stacked 4 high. So most discus breeders, like professional discus breeders, or even somebody that's lucky enough to have some nearby, have taller cones, like real cones. They're still terracotta pots. Sorry, except it's one piece and it's a lot taller, and it has a bit of a cup at the bottom. But in my case, I don't have those readily available to me for an okay price. I have a local fish store that sells them for a crazy high price that is just out of this world, and I'm thinking about ordering some online. So what I did was I took my roll, I measured it around the base of this, however much that actually is, and then I closed it off, and I pinched right where it was good. Well, first what I did was I got it tight around, and that's not what I want, at least, because if I have it tight against it, it might crush some of the eggs that are on the outside, like on the brim on the outside, and that's not what I want. So I then extended it a little bit so there was a good amount of space in between it. And then I cut it. It's very easy to cut. So then I just cut down the lines like so. Just down like that. But in this case I already have one cut. So I'll put that back. So you need your gutter guard, your terracotta pot, and what I have is little zip ties. You'll also need scissors to cut. So after you've measured it and it has a little bit of room around it, which is what you want, so the parents can't stick their lips through and actually eat the eggs. So now what you're going to do is start to zip tie it. So you've got it cut in the right area. I already put a small zip tie on here just to keep it together. So now you'd grab your zip tie or however you want to secure it with. You line up the little diamonds like this. I don't know if you can see, but mine are lined up. There's two pieces here, but mine are lined up. So you'll stick the zip tie through, then you just, once you get it through, which seems to be harder than it looks right now, pull it tight, about as tight as you can. Then you just take the scissors and cut off this extra bit of tie. Now you can do just two, or you can do a third one just to make sure, which I do. I will be doing a third one, just like this. Push it through. Pull it tight, and then just snip the extra length of the zip tie. And now that's how you create one of them. So that fits nice and loose around the pot, which is exactly what I want. But now you can see, here's the bottom of one of the tanks. Let's say it sits about there. I'd need at least 2 and a bit more. Or I guess you can't see that. Let me see. So here's the base of one of the tanks. But here, I'd need about 1 and a bit more. So I'm basically just gonna replicate this off video so I can just get it done quickly. And then I'll show you the end. I'll show you what it looks like, sorry. Okay, so we're back. I've got the what it looks like finished. This is what it looks like. I know it's kind of hard to see. So it's just 3 of them stacked on top, stitched together with zip ties. There's some extra space, like extra material that I can cut off. I'll probably do it after, but now I've got to measure it to see the height where the water level is. So I'll have to get into that. But this is, I'm happy with how this looks right now. So yeah, I mean, once the pair spawns again, I'll definitely bring this into play. So that's what it looks like. That'll be about like this much high, like around this area. And then the water level, who knows what that's at, so I'll have to cut it. So I'm going to cut it, and in the next clip you're going to see it in the water. Okay, so this is what the finished product looks like in the water. Yes, obviously the fish are very scared. something big is in their tank that they are not used to. So this is what it looks like. It goes all the way up and just out of the water, just like that. And it's pretty flush. There's no room for the fish to get in there, so it's safe. So all we got to do now is we just wait for the fish to spawn, basically. It's pretty tight around the cones, which is a good thing. There is space so the parents can't eat them, but there's just enough space so that the parents can still fan them and basically raise them the way they should be raised while still not eating them. So if you enjoyed this kind of DIY video, like and subscribe for more. I have lots of discus videos. I only have discus, and I'll stick with discus for now. So if you want to see more discus videos, or maybe even DIY videos about discus keeping, definitely say it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. So thanks, guys.